Today I'm going to talk about how I'd make 10K a month with AI in 2026 without being techie. Okay. And so very simple and um, very easy to execute strategy. And more importantly, I don't need to be some kind of tech wizard. I don't need to be very smart with computers or whatnot. Like everything is very basic, which levels the playing field for all of us, right? Um, 10 years ago, not so much, but now AI has made things very easy. And again, we talk about 10K a month, but I want you to look at this is a strategy for you to get your first money, and build up to use in stepstone step all the way up to 10K, because there's a lot of milestones along the way. Get your first 100, get your first 500, then 1,000 and 5,000, on your journey to 10K. Remember, six figures a year. That's again like about $83,000, 8,300 bucks thereabouts. Approximate is a six-figure income. So that's before you even get the 10K, right? So this right here, this process, this strategy is the journey that you'll take. The great thing is we don't have to start really at $100 or 500,000, because right away with our foot in the door, which I'm going to show you with our strategy, I mean, you can start off and kick off with $1,000 or $3,000, right? And so it's a really fast, when you execute this process and strategy, it can move very fast to your financial goals. Okay. So let's get into it. It's going to start with 3 steps, right? All right. So our 3 steps, first and foremost, we're going to need to offer something, right? Again, this is how I do it, but this is how we're going to do it. I'd offer something that a majority of businesses want or need. Now, notice I didn't say the majority of people, right? The best source of money for us is other businesses, right? For one, what we offer supports businesses, right? They're our customers. But businesses have way more money than the average person, right? So this is a great place for us to start if we want to use AI and make money this year or any year, right? Offer something that a majority of businesses want or need. Then what I want to do is simplify the process to sell it. I want it to be very easy for them to say yes to what it is I have to offer. And then I'm going to offer something that supports, I'm going to offer supporting services that complement what it is I've sold initially, right? And I'm going to use this for me to build my long-term reoccurring income, right? So these are the 3 steps. Very simple. Okay, let's dig into these. So what is my core offer going to be? Well, because we have AI, right? We're going to tap into something that checks all the boxes that we need, that covers everything that we just talked about, that makes it easy for business owners to say yes. And that's going to be AI built local business websites, right? First and foremost, websites are wanted and needed by all business owners. Again, I've talked about this before. One of the first 3 things that a business owner starts to plan and talk about after they pick their business name, they know their idea, they know their business name. One of the first 3 things they're going to do after that is work on getting a website in place. All right, I need a website for my business. It's just a natural, it's almost like we're born with it. Right? So we're not born with marketing information or business knowledge and all that, but for whatever reason, right? It's just because it's ingrained and it's just everywhere. When a business owner becomes a business owner, they start a business, one of the first things they think about is I need a website for my business. So right away, we're already got something that is something every business owner wants or needs. Easy and fast to create. Again, 10 years ago, I would have said, nope, we're not doing this. And that's why this strategy wasn't really a strategy then. But now, because AI has made things so easy, right? We can create a local business website using AI in minutes, right? And so easy and fast to create, that checks my box. And then allows results for selling. What do I even mean by that? Well, if I want to make it something easy to sell and simplify the selling process, the simplest way to sell is by showing the result, essentially providing the result and then asking for the money, versus saying I could do something and then getting into discussions and objections on, well, have you ever done this before? Or, well, could tell me more about this, or how would this work? I can eliminate all those questions by showing a result right away. Well, here's the result. That eliminates questions. It eliminates a lot of obstacles and roadblocks that I would face as a new person trying to get into business. Because what's one of the first things people ask? Well, have you ever done this before? Can I see past examples of your work? Can I have some references, right? These are things that pop up, and these are things that pop up from time to time that stump a lot of people when they're just getting started. All that goes out the door when I just show the result. There is no, well, could you do this? Could you show me a portfolio? I'm showing them the actual result then. It eliminates 99.9% of all the objections or roadblocks, okay? And so the cool thing about this is, like I said, is because I'm delivering this website, this tangible thing that all business owners need or want, I can get a great price for that, because that's just how websites are priced. I can easily get for these beautiful websites that I can build with AI, $500 to $3,000 right up front. Again, could I get more? Absolutely. There are people selling these things for $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 and plus and beyond. Local business websites, on average, over the history of local business websites, have averaged anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000. In that range is a realistic price range that businesses have paid over the years for websites. Now, have a lot of them been on the cheaper end over the years? And as we get, yeah, of course, but $500 to $3,000 is a very realistic and conservative price point for us to be in. And why that range? Well, it depends on who you're talking to. If it's a new startup or whatever, it gives you price flexibility, but also it helps you with your confidence. Like for some of you to just think of selling something for $3,000 right away, like that blows your mind, and that's okay. Start with 500. Okay. Again, we already know websites have been priced 5,000, 10,000 plus. So you should feel very comfortable selling a website for at least $500. Okay. Because we already know the value of what they are already on the market. Okay. So you can start with 500 if you're not that confident, and then build yourself up as you sell more websites, as you talk to more people, as you get more confidence. Okay. But you can easily get $3,000 for these websites. All right. So now I have my core offer, right? What's next? Next is my list of supporting services. Okay. So my core offer is going to be a one-time sale, right? That could be one and done. And the beauty about that is, again, $500, $3,000, that's nothing to sneeze at. That's a great, so if I just got $500 or $1,000 or $3,000 or $2,000, whatever, I'm not going home and crying. All right. That's a good amount of money to put in my pocket. I'm pretty pleased with that. But what the websites offer us the opportunity to do is to provide more support and help to the business owner by using advertising and marketing services to get more eyeballs on their brand new website, to get more eyeballs on their business so that they can bring in new customers and sales, right? To help them cover the cost of that website and then again, grow their business, which is the ultimate goal. Okay. And so there's a million services we could offer, but we focus on a core group of 4 that pretty much all provide direct revenue to the business. We have one that's indirect, but it contributes heavily to revenue. We'll talk about that in a second. So our service is message marketing. What is that? That's an email and text campaign to a list of contacts. Again, think Black Friday. On Black Friday, you get 10 million emails from businesses and you probably get texts too. That's all message marketing is. It's sending an offer out to a list of people, and you send that offer via text and email. That's it. Okay. We don't kind of double. It increases the conversion rates. And again, high ROI service, very easy to provide, very fast results. So it's one of our core services. It's probably the best core service to start with. Okay. Then we have lead generation. That's Facebook ads or Google ads. That's putting ads out there to attract new leads and customers into the business. Okay. Then we have review management. This is that indirect revenue I was talking about, because in and of itself, it's not like showing an offer it's actually showing information that would lead people to buy from the business, right? Again, what is it as simplicity? It's positive reviews online, right? Most people like to read reviews about a business before they commit to them. And if they read good reviews, they're more likely to buy from that business. So review management is something that's in our core group of services because it can lead to direct revenue. And then local SEO, right? What is that? That is getting your client, that is getting the business shown higher in Google's search results. It's really that simple. Okay. It's getting them. So when people are searching for a plumber, right? Local SEO helps that business get shown on the first page of Google in the maps listings, right? In the business maps listings, and then also in the organic listings. The higher someone is in the search results of Google, the more clicks they get, the more eyeballs they get, the more money they make. Okay. And the great thing is the pricing of these services range anywhere from, you can sell one service like review management for $200 a month, all the way to all these services combined can be easily equal to $2,500 a month. Okay. So now I have my core offer, which gets my foot in the door with this thing that all business owners want and need. Okay. I have a great price point there, anywhere from $500 to $3,000, depending on my confidence level. And then once I make that sale, it opens the door because I've now delivered a product and now delivered a great result that the client is happy with. It opens up the door for these complementary services. And the great thing about them is they're not just a one-time. This is ongoing services that will continuously help the business, and I'll continuously get paid for them month after month after month. And so as you can see, between that price, with that price range, $200 to $2,500, I could be stacked. That's a lot of revenue that I can make even just from one client, right? If I sell a $3,000 website and the next thing I know, I sell them on $2,500 a month of services. Well, just from that one client, right? I got $3,000 for the website and now $2,500 a month. That's a lot of money just from one client. Okay. So just imagine the mixing and matching of stacking clients. And so ultimately, what do we end up with? We end up with 10K a month math, right? Ultimately, what I'm looking to do is sell one website a month, right? If I do that, now I'm going to show you that you don't even really need to do that. But if I just sold one website a month, right, I'm getting $500 to $3,000 a month just from selling the website. Okay, so that's separate from any ongoing monthly reoccurring services that I can make. The ultimate goal, though, isn't just to sell a website and walk away, it's to stack monthly services. And again, if I have a range of $200 to $2,500 a month where I can be getting from these services, whether I sell one or multiple, right? Just having a nice simple goal of $1,250 a client, very doable. That's like lead gen and message marketing, or lead gen and review management. Actually, review management is one of our cheaper services. You sell that for about $200 a month. You know, that plus lead gen, which you could easily get $1,000 a month for. I mean, that's that right there. That doesn't even include the other services that businesses are in demand for, like local SEO and even message marketing, stuff like that. Bottom line is, just breaking that down, 7 clients. Again, I know I just said sell one website a month. That would be 12 websites. But even if I just sold 7 all year, right? At $3,000 a website, that's $21,000 over the course of the year that I got just from website sales, right? 7 clients paying me $1,250 a month. Now I'm looking at $8,750 a month. Again, I talked about this. 10K is nice, but is anyone going to complain making $8,700 a month? Heck no, right? But the beauty of that is by selling 7 websites all year, 21K and $8,750 a month, that's technically averaged out. That's over $10,000 a month that I've made that year. Again, for a full year, if I sell 7 websites and I have $8,750 a month. Okay. So what this is to show you that it's one thing to say, oh, I want to make X amount a month, but it's more important to put math to it, right? So then I have goals to work for. I talk about this with SMART goals, right? You want it to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. So I can now have a goal. If I want to hit $10,000 a month and be at that level, then my goal for 2026 is like, look, all right, I want to sell 7 websites for $3,000. And my goal is to get on average $1,250 a month in reoccurring services from each client. That may mean one client, I sell $200 a month review management. Another client, I'm able to get $2,500 a month because they want all the services, right? And if I actually sold one website a month, I need less than that, right? Because if I count the revenue that I'm making, right? Say I sell one website a month for $3,000, well, that's $3,000 a month that I'm making right there just from selling the websites. So now I need even less clients, right? Or sorry, less service revenue. Instead of 8,750, I mean, what's 7,000, right? That's one less. That means out of the 12 clients I sold a website to, only 6 of them I would need to have services for. So 50% of the people I sell a website to also get marketing services. Again, it's very realistic that to sell a website that I'm also going to tag on and sell reoccurring monthly marketing services, because that's just the next logical step. Okay. And so this is, if I want to, this is me saying, look, if I want to make the 10K a month, this is what I'm working with. These are the goals that I'm after. Okay. Make sense? All right. And so let's look at, so what does this even look like? All right. So if I want to execute a strategy that we just talked about, where I'm selling AI websites, right, and then ultimately supporting marketing, reoccurring monthly marketing services on top of that, right? The process is going to look something like it's going to look like this, right? I need to first find a business. There's different ways and places I can go to find a business, but the easiest, fastest way is to just go somewhere where business owners are already asking for help, right? One of the easiest places to go is a place like Upwork. There's Freelancer, there's Thumbtack, there's Guru, there's all kinds of sites just like this, where 24/7 business owners from around the world are posting asking for help. One of the things that they'll ask for help for is web design. Okay. So let me click browse jobs. Recently posted jobs. Okay. So up here, I'm just going to go to jobs. Okay. I'm going to search web design. Okay. Again, there's other things I can see. I can search web developer. I can search all these different ones, but I'm just going to start with the simplest one, web design. And all I'm looking for is projects that are aligned with what it is I'm looking to do, right? What am I looking to do? I'm looking to build a local business website for a local business. Okay. And then right away, what I see, and by the way, they're posted all the time. Like right now, I would want to search by newest, but we have something here right here. It was posted 2 weeks ago. But bottom line is I would search by newest, and all I'm looking for is stuff like this website, like DC Contracting and Building Corp, complete home renovations. This person's looking for a website. I'm not logged in, but let's just say this is what they're looking for, right? So now I have someone, they're a home renovations contractor looking for a website. All right. So now I have someone who's already raising their hand. The fact that they're on here and posting, they are forced to put some money up on this project, indicating that they do have money for this project. So I don't have to guess, all right, is this person broke? Do they have money? Do they even need I know without a doubt that they need a website and they're asking for help with one. Okay. And they have money to pay. That's all I need to do. Right. So all I need to do, let's see if I can copy this. See if I can copy it still. Yeah. Copy. I'm just going to take this. And ideally, I would access the whole full project. Obviously, I'd be logged in and signed up. I'm just going to come over now to the site I'm going to use to build websites, and that's Lovable. Okay. There's 10 million of them out there, but this is the ones we use. Okay. And it's lovable.dev. Okay. Why? Because it's super simple. There's a free plan that allows me to build websites for free daily, up to a certain point, and then I'd have to pay. And the next paid plan is like $20 a month, and I can get pretty much unlimited sites per day to build. It would eventually cap, but I get a lot of them, right? So all I'm going to do is I would say something like, I need a website based on the following business. Okay. Depending on how it's worded, when I paste the project, I may say something. I need a website based on the following project request, something like that. Okay. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit enter. Okay. I'm not going to tell it how to build it. I'm not going to give it any further instructions to that. Can I? And do we have more detailed ways to build these and more detailed prompts and stuff? Absolutely. All that's in there. I just want to show how simple this is without being, I'm not techie. I don't need to have any kind of certain knowledge. I just have to talk like a normal human being, or in this case, copy and paste, right? Hey, I need a website based on this. AI, I want you to think of it as like it's just someone that you're talking to. How would you talk to someone? Like you wouldn't say, I need a very specific, you would just say, hey, can you build me a website? Here, the website's for like a contractor. They're called DC Contracting Building. Here's some information about them. That's what you would say. That's how you would normally communicate with the person. That's the beautiful thing about AI, as I no longer have to get really specific with these technical requests and all this other, and have all this crazy knowledge to even know how to ask. I can just ask simply like I was talking to someone who's more knowledgeable to me, and they'll know what I mean and ask. They can even ask clarifying questions, and I can fill them in fill in those clarifying answers. But I can give it basic information and produce exactly pretty much what I need right away. And what I'm looking to do with this is I'm not looking for their final website. Okay. I want you to clarify the strategy. All I'm looking to do is give them pretty much what they're looking for. Okay. It's pretty much going to be done, but I'm not looking for it to be perfect. I just need to give them something to separate myself from everyone else who's going to say, yeah, I could do this for you. Right. And going back to the thing, simplifying the strategy, simplifying the selling process. In our case, showing results first, it's how we stand out. It's how we eliminate objections. So when I send this to them, right, when I submit my proposal request to the Upwork project there, I don't have to say, oh, I could do that. I'm going to show them the link. They're not going to come back and say, well, do you have can I look at your portfolio? Have you ever done this before? Have you built a website? All those questions go out the window because now they're literally looking at a website that I've already built for them. Okay. And so as you can see here, it's doing all the things that it needs to do. Okay. It actually says it's live. It's loading the preview for me. So it's going to give me pretty much the 99% solution. Here it is. I'm just going to close the sidebar so you can see it. Look at this beautiful, website. This is the kind of thing that I'm looking for. Could there be 20,000 other pages? Should there be maybe a page for each of these? Yeah, absolutely. We can do that. We can do that later by just talking to it. All I'm looking to do, say, hey, I put together a quick demo, or I put together a demo, right? And we'll have AI actually help us build what to say. But all I'm looking to do is send this to them to show them pretty much their finished website and what they're going to look at this now as, instead of saying, well, could can I see your portfolio, or have you ever built? Now what they're doing, again, plays into our sales strategy. They're no longer thinking about what I could do. Now they're thinking, oh, wow, this is a great site. I would maybe, I like this picture. We could maybe replace it with one of ours. I'd like to maybe put our logo here. I think our phone number across the top. Now they're envisioning their business in this website. I've taken them away from, oh, I'm skeptical, could this person do it, to them saying, wow, I like this part. I'd like a page for each of these, I think would be really nice. Now they're coming up with ideas on how they would make this their own site. And it's not far-fetched because I'm not showing them some other niche. I'm not showing, oh, here's a chiropractor website I built. We could do something similar. And they're trying to think, well, how would I say that? Now they're like literally looking at a website that is pretty much already built for them. that they can then make some slight adjustments and have their nice, beautiful website. Okay. So now that I have this, all I would do is I would publish this. Okay. And I'd have a link here, right? Or I can add a custom domain. Okay. And again, how would I do that? It would walk me through it. And we show you how to do that in our training. But in the end, I would publish this. They have a link. And then what I would want to do is, again, I could use ChatGPT. I can use Claude. I can use any kind of thing. In this case, I'm going to use ChatGPT for simplicity. And now what I'm going to say is I need an Upwork. I put insert whatever site I'm on. Upwork proposal for a web design project for the following business. I would paste, or I would say, if I had access to the full project, Upwork proposal for the following project, and I would just paste in the project request. Okay. What I'm also going to say is I have already built them a demo website and would like to showcase that in my proposal. And I'm just going to say that. And then now all I'm going to do is I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to go ahead and produce a nice script. Yep. Nice demo, puts you way ahead on Upwork. Here's a strong client-focused proposal. And there it is. Right? Boom, 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 boom. I would just copy and paste this in there. And it gives me short, punchy option. Like it says, a short, punchy version. It's a little bit shorter to the point. Gives me actual tips that I can use to actually help increase my odds of winning this proposal. I can make changes to this too. If I'm not sure, like, I don't really like this, I can just have a conversation with it. And it's going to produce something that I can then use, right, to submit into Upwork. And again, all I'm looking to do is get the process going. And that it's just that simple. Okay. So I would submit the project. And move on to the next one. Then I would go on to the next one. And here's another one. And here's another one. I would just go on and just bid on the ones, right, that are, again, I'm looking for the simple layups. I'm not looking for these complex where I need to be some high-tech coding engineer to figure out, like, UX focused web designer needed for SaaS site design. Now, in simplicity, they're just saying, hey, we're a SaaS company, we need a website. It's essentially what they're saying. But at any point in time, if I don't really understand and it seems like it's getting too complex, I just move on to the next thing. Okay. Oh, okay, cool. Here's a website design. Design a farm stay website that includes tours, weddings, and events. Perfect. Easy, right? Or this one. Hey, we're a contracting service and need a website. Stick to the ones that you feel comfortable with. As you get more experience doing these, you're going to realize that most of this stuff is all asking for the same thing. They're all asking for a website, and you're going to have no problem bidding on multiple of these things every single day. And that's all you're doing. Every day I wake up, I come here, check the site, bid on the things that make sense to me or easy to handle, and then I move on, right? And I can do this on multiple sites, and then I can move on to other prospecting methods. I can do cold email. I can expand and do anything I want, but I'm starting with the most likely source for me to close a deal fast, because these people are already asking for help. I don't have to wonder about anything. I just deliver a result, which I'm using AI to do for me, right? And then I'm crafting up a nice proposal, which I'm having AI do for me, and then move on to the next over and over again. And the beautiful thing is I can also, the process will also get smarter, because if I get a response to this proposal, say I use this proposal here, I can then come back here and say, hey, I just got a response. I used the main proposal, got a response. Here's what they said, right? And then AI is going to take that. It's going to say, oh, okay, cool. Well, here's, let me rework future proposals based on, all the key things that I used in this one proposal. And then also if I get objections and all this other stuff, I can keep feeding that back in here. And what happens is, to the point I eventually land a deal, but every time I get feedback, whether it's an objection or some kind of thing, I can put that in here. And then what will happen is I'll use this same chat, this same thread for all my future proposals. My proposals will keep getting better and better and better based on the responses I'm getting, because it'll keep making the proposal better to address concerns and also highlight and double down on things that are working well. And so pretty much to the point that all my proposals are like this very dialed in, that handle objections easily and are designed to get the most responses, because AI keeps getting smarter and smarter because I keep feeding the data that's coming back to me. And that's it. That is the process over and over and over again. I do this every day when I wake up. I'm never confused.